Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
With a nasty temperament. Ice, well, his watch is working as well as ours. No, there it is. How about it?
Got your attention?
Damn! What is the biggest ick?
People like wrestling.
You can suck my fucking dick!
Hello, everyone. It's Thursday night, and you know what that means? It is Thursday night Sweet Chin Music. Papa Wheelie, Beckerman, we're here to talk wrestling. The rest of the crew is probably on the way. If not, we can always make it a short one. It doesn't matter. WrestleMania is upon us, Papa Wheelie. Holy heck. We talked about match predictions last week. We've had some more shows since then. And look at this. D-Runk is here.
Yeah, back.
He's back. What's up, man?
Not much. I finally got Papa Willie is A-OK. I promised him like 8 years ago. I don't think it delivered yet, though. It's running late. Yeah, Biggie's is running late, too.
I take forever to mail, but
I'm here.
when you get them, they're bangers.
Oh, the fuck you are!
I have an 8 o'clock on Thursday. You know that.
No, you don't. Wait.
Oh, here we go. Jesus Christ, Melody.
Hey, Melody.
Hi, Melody.
Every Thursday, Melody. It's not a fucking surprise. Maybe I do it under your nose and you don't know, but it happens every week.
Well, so anyway, D, WrestleMania? You doing anything special for it? Do you have people over? Do you do special food or anything?
I'm going over to Pop's house.
Nice.
I have his address now. It's only like a 28-hour drive, so it'll be good.
Oh, yeah. You leaving now?
No. Yeah. Fuck. No, I'm gonna watch it at home with the wife. She watches wrestling with me, so.
So is my wife. I think those are the good marriages right there.
Yeah.
Biggie, you doing anything special for WrestleMania? Gonna watch it with the crew on the live stream or the backstage stream or whatever, however you may watch it.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a backstage hangout, I might do that. That seems to be the funnest way to do it, but no real plans going or nothing too bad.
Hey to Thomas O'Donnell in the chat. What's up, Thomas? Papa Wheelie, I know you'll be watching. Yeah, I think originally we were going to do chicken wings for it, but now I think we're switching it up and we might do something like easier, like grilled cheese and tomato soup kind of deal.
Dude, grilled cheese is literally my favorite food. So
what is?
Grilled cheese is my favorite food.
Dude, I'm like the connoisseur of grilled cheese, man.
Yeah. No,
what's your cheese combination?
Oh man, I fuck around a lot and change it up, but if I'm gonna make just one grilled cheese sandwich, it's gonna be American cheese.
Really?
Yeah, and it's gonna be shitty white bread too.
With Helvardi or whatever that's called.
Oh, every cheese that melts in a sandwich, I've tried. I love like a provolone grilled cheese.
Yeah, that's
Colby is really does a good melt. But man, I always come back to American cheese melts really well. So
yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Well, anyway, this isn't a grilled cheese show. This is a wrestling show.
I gotta go
just
then.
Talking, what's going to be your WrestleMania meal, Boston Chris?
I have no idea. I haven't even thought about it.
You need to get it together.
Yeah, actually, if I had to get night one, maybe steak tips, maybe.
Ooh.
And then night two, whatever we have for Easter, which is most likely going to be ham.
Well, sounds good, guys. Well, let's go around the horn here. We'll start with D and just tell me a match you're excited for this weekend.
Oh man, I'm really excited to see where CM Punk, Reigns and Rollins goes. Like, I think I'm pretty set that Seth will win and Paul Heyman will help with that happen. But I'm still excited to see where that goes and how they get there. You know, and I'm very curious about the Cena match. It's a very difficult one to call, but yeah, it'll be interesting.
Biggie?
I think the LA Knight Jacob Fatu would be the one that I just am kind of like wondering the most about. So, I mean, there isn't any belts in that match order.
Yeah, the US US title.
The United States
Oh,
title.
okay.
So Jacob Fatu could get his first WWE gold.
Okay, yeah, so that'll be fun. And of course, I guess the Cena Cody's right up there too. So those are the two I kind of am most curious about, I'd say.
And how about you, Boston?
All right. So I think the kind of like I'm very interested in seeing what happens in the triple threat match, just because, you know, I mean, as much as we all give our opinions on what we think will happen, I mean, who knows? That can really kind of go any of three ways, depending on how they want to work it. And then, you know, I would say, I guess the one that makes, I guess, just the biggest draw, the biggest marquee match is the Cena and Cody. Although there's a lot of there's been a couple of different things I've seen where they've kind of, I think, just about pretty much let everybody know who's going to win that match without saying it. So like, I mean, it kind of kills the anticipation for me, because if it does happen this way, I have a feeling that you know, it kind of takes away from it a little bit. I'd rather it be a little bit more spontaneous. But let's just say that Cody is not advertised for a few things that Cena is advertised for following WrestleMania. So it's just like, I have a feeling they spoiled it, which is dumb by them to not at least book them both so that you wouldn't know who's actually going to be, you know, coming on top. So I don't know. I mean, I would definitely want to see it, but I am a little disappointed that they kind of, I think, gave it away a little early. I think Beckham.
Yeah, I was looking at night one. Now, the only match I did not know about is well, I knew about it, but I didn't know it was like I thought it might be pre-show. World Tag Team Championship, the War Raiders versus the New Day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't see a scenario where the War Raiders don't retain that, but yeah, we can save that talk for a minute. For me, I'm gonna go Cena Cody. That's the big match. That's the one that's gonna have all of the intrigue, and Travis Scott and his shoes made of potatoes, and yeah, I really hope Cody gives him a receipt too. Like, I don't know why. I don't really know who Travis Scott is still fully. Like, I understand he raps, but I really want to see Cody punch him in the face. That's just personal. I mean, you gotta. Sorry, if you potato somebody, you gotta get it back.
Well, that was such a bad.
Let's break this down.
That punch that Travis Scott hit him with was so terrible. Like, his face was against the mat. There's nowhere for his head to move. Like,
yeah,
that was bad by the WWE to put him in that ring for that moment. He didn't need to be there. It added nothing.
Like, it was the worst kind of potato because it looked like shit and it hurt like hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's also kind of just weird. Like, I mean, you know, he's a celebrity, so you wouldn't expect him to, like, you know how to really hit somebody, you know, within the, you know, wrestling and everything like that. But it's just like, is he even a fan? Because most common sense
I
would
think
say,
he's a fan.
Like, yeah, well, that's the thing. I was gonna say, if he's at least a fan, then like I mean, common sense would make it, just like B said, like, you know, give him some weight so he can like kind of roll with it and not take it full force. But no.
Here's the
Well,
problem,
by all
though.
accounts, The Rock says he told him to go out there and do it like that. So
Well,
shame on him too.
Here's the thing, though. So, what, a week or two before that match, he was with the Yeet Man just smoking weed straight on a live stream or live feed. Y'all don't remember that?
Oh, I didn't watch that.
Yeah, Pop knows. He absolutely was. He was just smoking a blunt. And that's, I mean, you're gonna let the guy smoke weed. Where does he think that the barriers are? You know, he thought he's allowed to do that. Then he might as well be able to pull a gun out. Like, I don't know.
I mean, that's
Well, if Cody's got any bit of the old school in him, he's got to do something to him, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I don't know if the modern era would condone it, but man, Dusty would have been okay
Has a lot of
with
old
it.
school in him. I think Cody would just shake his hand and tell him he's great, and just walk away. That's about it. Cody's not really a old school.
John versus Cody, but that's too easy, so I'll say Charlotte versus Tiffy time. Just to if it does off the rails.
Hey, Tiffy time, man. That's my girl. She's right down the street.
Dude, the crowd loves her and they hate Charlotte.
Yep.
Yeah, that is a really odd booking. Like, they brought back, I'm glad Charlotte came back. She was hurt. She rehabbed. She's ready to go again. But I felt like people were way more excited about Alexa Bliss coming back. And they haven't done anything with her at all. Like,
yes. I'm actually glad you brought that up too, because there was a report, I guess, that was it Nick Khan had been saying something, and he kind of took a shot at AEW, being like, "Hey, we don't bench out wrestlers. We just, we put them out there." Like, one of those things where it's like, they kind of came at him like, "Oh, like what about this and that?" And like, "Oh no, we wouldn't have a scenario where we get too many people, just because even if we did, we use them all. We don't bench them." And it's just like, and then I guess Sean Ross Sapp was like, you do you?" He's like, "You pulled Omos back, and it's been months since he's done anything, but you pulled him back from Japan. Alexa Bliss, you signed her to a deal. She's come back. She's got nothing to do. You signed Natalia pretty much to keep her out of the Owen Hart Classic, and have done nothing with her. So there's a lot of people that are just sitting on the bench, in WWE. So it's kind of funny, like, that they come across like that. Like there's so many names that aren't even on the show, and it's just like, how? Like Randy Orton, they're hinting that Randy Orton might get a match announced on SmackDown. That's what people are thinking. But I mean, can you imagine? Till right now, Randy Orton has no match at WrestleMania. That should be impossible. Like, just the fact that it's Randy Orton, like shoehorn him into something. You shoehorn other people.
Speculate here. I know this started with Nick Aldis, but I can't imagine you're going to bring Nick Aldis out of retirement just to put Randy over.
No,
this audience doesn't really know who Nick Aldis is like that either.
Yeah, pretty much. It would be kind of a waste to have it be Nick Aldis. But I mean, I'm just trying to think. Like I mean, there's definitely people they could pair him with. It's just, I guess Kevin Owens is hurt, so you can't have him go against Kevin Owens. I mean, who else? Who else? That maybe Austin Theory. I don't know. I mean, but that's
who is Solo Sikoa? Is Solo Sikoa in a match?
That's a good possibility. So throw Solo in a match with him.
They did like have him interrupt Randy and Nick Aldis last Friday to like cuss him out, and so that to me would be a good not a good match, but it gives them something. But yeah, that I am sad about Randy Orton might be he's in my like Mount Rushmore of favorite wrestlers. Love Randy Orton.
Yeah, it is really too bad that Kevin Owens like legitimately injured. They were building this up. That was going to be his opponent. Now he needs an opponent. maybe you'd use Nick Aldis. I mean, I don't know why they had him hit Aldis with the RKO if you're not going to do something with him, or will it be something like somebody that Nick Aldis has ties with? But do you bring somebody off NXT?
I mean, to bury them to Randy right away before they get a chance to hit the main roster. That's not really. I mean,
Randy's
that'd be a very
point where he kind of needs to pretty much smoke whoever comes out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think Solo's a good option for him. Like, you could have him, face Solo, and that has bloodline implications. Where it's just like, if Jacob wins, it's like, well, then who I should be the tribal chief now, and I'm ordering you to go out there and win against Randy. He loses, then more friction.
Was it you that was telling me, like, we don't hear about the bloodline anymore? And I think it was Biggie was talking about this, right, man? Like, they just stopped talking about the bloodline after Roman Reigns won.
Yeah, it's been gone for a while. People were pushing that as one of the biggest angles in the history. It's like 10 years going strong. I don't know what the hell people were saying, hyping it up, and I wasn't the biggest fan, but it definitely seems dead, but could be resurrected. I mean, there's a million Samoans, so who knows, dude?
It's a weird thing though, just because, I mean, like it was a really big story, and then it just, I mean, like the way it ended, it just kind of like everybody just kind of walked away from it, just like, oh well. Just because, I mean, it's hard to even say, like is the bloodline even like is Jacob Fatu and Solo even on this? Like, are they even together? Because you get Tama Tonga just kind of a mascot now because his brother's hurt, and so you don't get that at all. So yeah, I think the bloodline's pretty much done for now. I mean, like Biggie said, they could bring it back at some point, but for now, the bloodline's not even in the conversation.
Hey Bleeker, hey Katie, Thomas, you're just doing work in that chat. I did see your Cody Hard Times shtick there. That was great. Pop's got something to say. He wants to talk about Mickie James and her comments about girls' butts.
Really?
It will be Nick or an AEW guy.
Oh, I thought in the chat you said you wanted to talk about Mickie James. Okay, so let's talk Mickie James. We'll just go around the horn. If you don't know, Mickie James got some heat for talking about how every girl in the modern era just leaves that ass out, and how that her and her peers fought so that women didn't have to do that anymore, and now they're doing it. D, let's start with you. What do you think?
Am I wrong, or is Mickie James the one that grabbed Trish Stratus by her crotch and then licked her hand and did the, I'm not going to, but
yeah,
I mean, come on. Like, at some point, I guess like every human being goes through this where you are young and you don't give a fuck about anything, and then you turn into someone that's crotchety and you're offended by everything. And like, to me, it sounds like that's where Mickie James is at. Like, dude, like, and here's the deal. Like, I'm more of a top half of the lady guy myself, but like a lot of the ladies with really nice butts, like, dude, they're working out to have that. Like, that is an achievement. They're building that. They're
I do
earning
get a little
that.
tired of the power wedgie.
Yeah, but here's the deal, dude. Like, I don't jerk off while watching wrestling. Like,
Yeah,
I want someone that can put out a good match, and if they're pretty, that's cool too. But I'm not there to like sexually fantasize about the female wrestlers. Like, dude, like, there's way too much free porn out there for me to be fucking around on watching WWE to get off. Like, that doesn't do it for me. So,
Biggie?
It's a balance. Like, I don't think these girls want to just look pretty, because the ones that are just pretty don't seem to make it that long. So you want to be talented more than you want to be pretty. you know, the fans may be booing Charlotte in certain arenas, but I think overall the real fans of wrestling know that Charlotte is top tier, very important for their brand, because in my opinion, like she's the best. She can work, she's probably better than her father in my mind. Like she's doing more for women's wrestling probably than anybody, even when she's injured. Like she's really good in the ring. She's over excelling in my mind, and she don't have a big butt. She don't have huge titties, you know, and maybe that's why I like her. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie and say that most of the girls' matches end with like some big ass on top of a girl's face. Like that happens, yes, but I think it could be looked at as like a bad look for some of the girls. It's like all you do is show your butt, you know, or show your titties. So I would say that Mickie James had a point. She ain't the exact person I would want to be giving that point. And that show that they're on is exposing these old time wrestlers as just being douchebags. Like I've been on the Undertaker. That was easy. Undertaker's been looking really bad lately, but I want to point out how stupid Bubba is. Bubba is a fucking goon. I can't stand Bubba either. So that's what I gotta say.
I have been letting you guys down. I have not watched LFG since the first episode. I know, Pop. I know. Don't give me the business.
I've literally never seen an episode of LFG. But I keep seeing clips. Yeah, I keep seeing clips pop up, but that's about it.
All you gotta do is see some
Chris?
clips, know what's going on.
Yeah, no, I've seen I haven't really watched it. I've seen a couple clips. Well, let me stick to the Mickie thing. So I mean, I can understand where she's coming from to an extent. I also think that, you know, it's a very, very different environment than when she was in there. Because I mean, she's coming from the era of evening, maybe not evening gown, but brown panties matches and all the rest of this type of shit. Like, which is, you know, I get that, but it's like it's not the same. Like these ones are, you know, out there, they're doing their thing, and some of them are just built that way. Like Bayley, I'll say this much: Bayley has been as covered as anyone, and she's got a huge ass. That's just the way it is. And so, but she's tasteful. I'll say that much. Like she's not, you know, flaunting it for everybody. It's just there. But the thing is that, like, I mean, and yes, there's a lot of, you know, just like girls and really, you know, just skimpy stuff like that. That's women's wrestling. That's how it's always been. But I think that I mean, I kind of wonder why she's on a soapbox about it and kind of upset about it. Where it's like, I mean, like, it's not even close to the same thing. Like you were being made to do far more degrading stuff than what these ones are doing. Like they're just out there, and yeah, they're a little bit less clothed than you'd like them to be, but they're doing what they're doing. You know.
Can I like respond a little bit? So whenever I would say that Mickie James, even though she did have some really bad spots, like the era she was in was a little bit more diva moved and a lot more pretty, like hookerish stripper era. And this era is supposed to be the women are talented era. So I think that she kind of was like one of the better workers from that era. I would give her a little bit of credit. I'd say
she absolutely was. Yeah.
I'm not taking anything away from her. What I'm saying is that, like, I'm just curious, like, you know, like why that, like, so when you have the whole, like when you have the whole thing that she had, like if you look back on her stuff, and I'm not saying that she did anything specifically, I'm saying that was the era that they were in, where it's like, you know, we're gonna have this brown panties match, and you're gonna do it, you know, one of you is getting stripped down to nothing. That's just the way it's gonna be. And or like you said, they were divas. It was basically models who wrestled. It wasn't like wrestlers who, you know, may be pretty or can work. It was like, for the most part, you had some wrestlers, and then you had models. Like Trish Stratus was a model first. She wasn't a wrestler first. Like she actually improved to be a good wrestler, but she wasn't. She was a model. Michelle McCool was a model, and then on top of that too, and like I say, degrading shit. Like, you know, Mickie James, I guess, had put on a little bit of weight, and Vince and them were like told was it Layla Ella, Michelle McCool, call her Piggy James and keep making fun of how fat she is all the time. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's just like it's a very different, like you don't have that shit right now. Like right now it's just kind of like, you know, it's just built on angles. And so if somebody's a little bit, you know, scantily clad or less than you'd like, that's fine. But they're at least able to tell their story and wrestle a match. They don't have to, you know, strip down because somebody wants them to do that, you know? So it's very like, it's kind of just a weird, like, I'm curious, like what inspired her to get mad and like, oh, there's too much ass on television right now. It's like, okay, I guess.
But nobody cared when Rikishi did it.
That's true. Rikishi is the king of the ass.
I think a few people cared. I think a few people.
Yeah, well, anybody that had to take the stink face.
That stink face. Oh, yeah.
So I'll tell you this though. Oh, sorry, Pop's going. Hold on.
I love Mickey and I think she was Trish and Lita level talent, but fuck, it's about the wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah. You gotta like remember too, like one of the things, like, and I haven't watched a lot of this LFG thing. I've seen a lot of clips, but it seems like part of the appeal is the old timers critiquing the rookies, right? So when they put Mickey in front of the camera to talk, she's going to say something. She's trying to get an audio clip out there. She's trying to say something that grabs attention and headline. Like it's what they do. It's like they're pro wrestlers from that were in the WWE. They're made to try and create and incite reaction. So even though she said that, dude, who knows if she's being legitimate in how she feels, or if she's just trying to portray a character that she's now having to be on TV. Like it's hard to tell where those people begin and end.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, your camera's closed,
Thomas
dude.
O'Donnell made a
That's
great
okay.
point. AEW's on right now, so I gotta go. See you later, Pop.
No, you know, I like from when Dee was talking and saying about you know, the clips, because that's all I've seen too, and I think I don't know if you saw the same thing that I saw. Like I saw one today, Biggie, and it was there was a tag team match, and there was a guy who like tagged himself in, and like I guess his partner threw him down, and then they took him outside and screamed at him and like, "What do you do?" And I understand where they're going with that, but I kind of the way they were yelling at him and the way that they were kind of going, it's almost like this seems a little bit like a work.
It was extra, dude. Yeah. According to Bubba, it was the worst thing in wrestling history. Like, come on,
yes,
man. Calm the fuck
like, if it was that bad. Like, honestly, if it was that bad, they would have sat there like, all right, get your shit and get out of here. Like, there would have been no, you messed up. They would have been like, no, like, take your stuff and leave.
They've
like,
been picking at that kid, bro. And the veterans seem to be, like, definitely like, oh, we are the smart ones. And that would annoy anybody, honestly, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, like Bubba never made mistakes.
Oh, yeah, like causing riots in ECW and stuff. Nah, you know, it's all good.
Well, him and Devon don't even hang out anymore. Like they split. Like they traveled the road together for what, like 20, 25 years, and now Devon don't fucking they don't kick it.
Is Devon still working backstage at WWE?
I think so.
Yeah, he's in production.
But yeah, I mean, funny thing with that clip too is that like Devon's whole reaction was like Devon. If you want to go with just Devon's reaction, like, oh, so you went to business for yourself. That was about it, and just like, all right, duly noted. Like, so I see what you did, whatever. But Bubba, yeah, he was so it is the worst thing I've ever seen. What do you do? It's the worst thing in wrestling. I'm like, wait a minute, like I mean, so you've never seen anything worse than someone tagging themselves in, like ever? It's like you put everybody in danger. Okay, fine, I understand that. Like everybody's
where was the heat for the tag partner that just left?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, that seems like a pretty stupid move to me. Like, okay, the guy's getting heat for himself, but you just left the whole match. Like, never do that. That's probably a bigger fell than anything.
and that's why I was just like, okay, like, you know, this has to be a work, just because there's no way you're not talking to the other guy who just didn't, you know, finish the match. At least like finish the match out there, then go in the back, yell at each other, do whatever you got to do. But like I mean, because that guy was super unprofessional. You tagged yourself in, I'm pushing you. It was so weird. I was like, okay,
Yeah, no,
like,
no heat for that guy that attacked his partner and left the match. But the other guy,
Pop was saying that Pop said that there was heat on him too.
okay, good. Well, I haven't watched the whole match, but they highlighted on BJ getting ripped.
yeah, and the thing, I mean, like I don't have a preference of who's who. All I know is just that, like, it's just like, okay, like there's no way. Like, I mean, if you're running an actual, like, especially a show that big, if that really truly happened on WWE TV, like legitimately, they'd both be fighting. I mean, that would have been it for everybody. Like you're both done. Like we don't need this kind of unprofessionalism. See you later. So. It was, you know, I don't know. It just seemed a little bit too much of a work to me. And I can understand that. You want to have it be a work just because the people that are watching this show are most likely the smart fans that want to see how, you know, Taker and the rest of them are like, oh, like, how would you critique? Because I think this is pretty, you know what I mean? Like you're pulling the curtain back. So of course people want to get in there and see like because that's really what makes the, I guess that's more than seeing the up and coming talent. It's to see how the veterans, you know, pull the curtain back and show you what's actually going on with wrestling. So that's where I can.
Well, what? I'm trying to catch up on the chat. Thomas O'Donnell. Oh, he's just talking about AEW. Yeah, I saw they moved to tonight for Collision because WrestleMania on the weekend.
Yep. And they're in Boston 2 nights in a row.
I kind of mentioned it earlier. New Day versus the War Raiders, who I forgot were tag champions. Man, I feel bad for the New Day because I really thought they were going to get a decent push when they went heel, and it's just been more of the same.
Yeah.
Dude, maybe you don't know, man. Maybe Big E will come out there and help him out. Like it's like there could be a swerve there to be seen. Like I'll tell you, like the War Raiders are probably my least favorite tag team that I have watched wrestle in a very long time. I get it. They're bigger boys just like me. And they're agile for their
They've
size.
Had 3 different tag team names, and I couldn't care to remember one of them.
Well, and part of that is Vince's fault, right? Like he loved that shit, like the Viking Raiders, and they were all
Viking Experience.
Yeah, dude, like shit like that, dude. Like showed how out of touch Vince was. Yeah, dude. Like, so. They're trying to move them a little bit away from that and making them just more tough and strong and War Raiders. Like, but you get a bad gimmick like that, dude. Like, I'll tell you, like one of the luckiest people that Vince had what he went through was LA Knight, because he was what was that something Dupree character, like
whatever.
Yeah, with the Maxim male models and. Like Vince was so bad at creating characters over the last couple of years. Like the dude, and this guy still isn't getting over. But Karrion Kross, you know, they brought him up to the main roster, and right away they just fucking tanked him.
Yep.
You know, like I don't know, like the Viking Raiders, the War Raiders, whatever you want to call them. I don't think they walk out with the belts. I really don't. I think New Day gets it because they have like nuclear level heat on them from the crowd. And
the Big E beating sure did got a few weeks of it.
And I think that like they can embrace that even more with Big E jumping behind them and supporting them and helping them win. Like I think that would be an interesting WrestleMania moment.
I'm down for them. I like them. Like I want to like them, but you got to do something with it. You got to push them.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a waste of. I mean, and if for nothing else, they're absolute professionals for being like, you know, we're gonna take this. So you're gonna almost have us break up. Then we're gonna kick out Biggie and get all this heat, and then do nothing with us. All right, yeah, no, that's what you want.
Are the War Raiders the only tag team champions, or is there another title? Just the War Raiders, because they won it off of DIY. Right?
I'm pretty sure that the Street Profits have gold, don't they?
Yeah, Street Profits SmackDown.
Okay, so there are two different titles.
Yeah, they did split up the tag titles after the Usos lost last year. They found a way to, because that was one of the worst things WWE ever did, was combining their heavyweight belts into one belt, and then their tag team belts into one belt. And then they left the champions on one show.
Yeah.
So SmackDown had all the champions, and their heavyweight champion would show up 3 times a year, and the tag team champions were only on one show. If you're gonna have split rosters, you have to have split belts, and that's where you're Cody's belt being called the undisputed WWE champion. That don't make sense. There's a world heavyweight champion on Raw.
It's a little disputed.
The only way that it would make sense is if they kind of did it like they did like how they used to do the Triple Crown, which is basically you have to at one point win all 3. So it have to be okay, if you're the undisputed champion, then somebody has to basically go ahead and win the world championship, and basically you have to win the Raw title, win the SmackDown title, then you can challenge the undisputed champion to be called undisputed. But I mean, it's just such a weird thing though, just because then that person has just this artificially long title reign waiting for someone to win both titles and go forward. So I think that if you're going to stick with a brand split, you kind of, like you said, you kind of have to just have those separate entities, and then don't combine them. But every couple of years they just want to make this one title that no, this guy is the absolute champion of champions. It's but I mean, does it really matter? Because how do you keep 2 shows going where you have one actual champion and the other titles kind of just no, we like you, but you're not really the champion that guy is. I mean, just because, Gunther's, you can say what you want, and look at how they're treating the world title match. It's just so the World Heavyweight Championship is an opener on WrestleMania versus Cody Rhodes is closing the show. So Cody Rhodes is the actual champion. Gunther's just a guy that they like that, holds another belt to say you could be champion one day, but that's the actual champion.
You can say
I'm trying to think of stuff to talk about. We talked about tag team. What are the full WrestleMania card? Let's go through. Have any other new matches been announced since we did our breakdown last time?
I don't think so. I think they're gonna wait till tomorrow to announce anything else. That might be so you might get something out of tomorrow, but for now, it's seeming like everything is kind of set as far as whether or not they're going to keep everybody. Basically, I don't know.
You got to build it.
Well,
it is kind of weird though when you look at the card. There's so many singles matches. This is that's. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but it's just a lot of singles matches.
I think that the thing that is what you could speculate on is the matches are set, but last year there was a lot of surprises. So what surprises do you guys think we have to look forward to?
Well, I definitely think Big E's going to be involved in that tag team title match in one way or the other. He's going to be involved at some point, I think.
I think if Stone Cold don't show up, then he's never going to show up. I think if he skips this Mania, I don't want to hear Stone Cold speculation ever again.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing
he's going to be there.
Why is he going to be there though?
Well,
he's announced that he's going to be at WrestleMania because of they're inducting his moment.
Yeah.
Okay, that don't mean.
And he's posted content that he's going to be at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
in the crowd. He hasn't. I don't think he has a match or anything.
No, I mean, that's the thing. Are they going to show him in the crowd? Are they going to show him? Is he going to make an appearance? Are they going to play his thing? Last year they said he was supposed to have Taker's spot.
Yeah.
So that wasn't announced before Mania. That's my whole point. Like, I wonder what's going to happen.
Boy, I can't imagine. It's how many years would he have left that he could do a Mania run in? Even, I mean, he's not
Just
a
a
spring
run
chicken.
in.
Well,
10. Just
You
for
know,
a
he
run in.
was-
Yeah, he's got a long time to go.
yeah, I would say because I mean he had that match with Kevin Owens, which wasn't the greatest match, but I mean he had
It wasn't bad.
he was able to do that. So I mean, so you could I could see him running in and giving a stunner or two.
Sure.
It's just the thing I'm curious about. So I mean, like would it be awesome to see him come down and stun Cena, and like if they can do the same type of like spot fest ending type thing, that'd be great. But he stuns Cena, and then Cody only gets a 2 out of it, and they keep going, and then the next surprise happens. I just feel like someone like Stone Cold would have to be like the last surprise, like and maybe The Rock got to Stone
That's
Cold,
the other
and
one,
Stone Cold stuns Cody.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
either going to be Stone Cold or The Rock. I think is going to make an appearance, like maybe run in. That's what I'm guessing.
But I wonder, like, so would The Rock be too predictable in Cena's match? So
No,
I think The Rock The Rock comes to run in and then Stone Cold stuns him. That'd be incredible. I mean, people would love that. I mean, that's all you really need. Just Stone Cold go out and stun somebody. Like, I gotcha.
Could Rock still take a stunner like he used to?
Dude,
You're like crippled and disabled, Becker. What are you thinking, dude? Like, I don't understand what you mean.
I don't know. He's a lot bulkier
Rock?
than he used to be.
And last year, he literally had a tag match.
Yeah, no, I know what he means though. Like where The Rock used to kind of do that.
He couldn't do the flip though.
Yeah, the little flip that he used to do.
Okay.
No, he did. The Rock literally did like the ultimate sell of the stunner. Like and there may be like a few examples of like better ones here and there, but The Rock did it like consistently over a long period of time.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that would be very easy for him to do right now, even though he is in phenomenal shape.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, if that would be a fun scenario to see Stone Cold interfere in that match because he didn't like what The Rock was doing with it. That would be fun.
Yeah. I think top 2 sellers of the stunner would be Rock is number 1, and number 2 was Scott Hall. Scott Hall, the way he took the stunner in that WrestleMania was amazing. Like he jumped like about 3 feet in the air backwards. It was incredible. So I mean those 2 really sold the stunner like great.
Now there's some really good ones though. Randy Orton had a really good one where he flopped out of the ring, like through the bottom and the middle rope. It was really good. What's his name? Xavier Woods had a really good one a few years ago during the COVID era.
Oh yeah.
I think the Linda McMahon had the worst stunner of all time. That was, if you ever want to see a really bad stunner, you go look at Linda McMahon. Vince had a few bad ones too, but Linda was not ready for that.
Yeah, no, she wasn't ready to do it.
Hey, Pop, can you check the private chat?
Oh, private chat. We're talking about privates.
Excuse me.
Anyway, yeah, man. So we got a big WrestleMania coming up. Pop, are you still planning on doing the pre-show, post-show? Yeah, the last Vince versus Stone Cold was bad. Let's do top 5 WrestleMania moments of all time, Papa says.
So there's 5 of us here, right? So do we each get one? We all pick one, and like that's got to be the definitive list. Does that sound?
That works.
Mine's going to be biased because I'm going to pick one from the one I was at.
Okay. I love a good bias, man.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Edge versus Mick Foley, the Flaming Table match. I was
Damn.
there. I was there, and it was awesome. I didn't think I'd ever get to see Mick do anything, even in the realm of one of his top moments. And it's not Hell in the Cell by any means, but it was big, and I was there, and I was excited.
Interesting.
D?
I don't know if this is the best moment. It's probably not even close, but I just remember a match that captivated the hell out of me. And that was the first time they wrestled 2 years in a row, but Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, and the first time they fought at WrestleMania, I thought that was so good. And
Yeah.
I was so captivated by it. And the second one was really good too, but to me, that just showed what two absolute pros can do in the ring, despite their age. Like, I will never, like, that's always one of my favorite matches. And I might be able to find a better / deeper cut if I thought about it for a while, but you know, when y'all just, hey, what top WrestleMania moment of all time, like, that was so good. And the I'd say the Undertaker Triple H match, like 3 years later, was the most overrated.
Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of that one. What's up to my buddy Swagda? Biggie, your top WrestleMania moment.
All right. What up, Messi? 1888. By the way, you wanted to shout out. So I think that I'm gonna go. I think Becker kind of when we first met and we talked wrestling, he brought up this match, and I've always stuck with my opinion as 3 being the biggest one with Andre. But if you think about the build for Warrior and Hogan, I feel like that it was like you can cut the tension in the air. It was an event. It was something. And yeah, I think Warrior Hogan was probably the biggest build. That seemed like a big deal. Because you had the Intercontinental and the World.
Yep.
And you had Warrior and Hogan. It was like 2 kind of heirs. And the match wasn't bad either. Like, you know, it may not work for anybody else, but it worked. And I remember I didn't get to watch it, and someone explained to me what happened. And I was just like, what? And yeah, so I'll go with Warrior Hogan.
So another thing that you can say about that Warrior and Hogan, like the build and it being WrestleMania 6 is what I would say kind of ushered in the modern like Royal Rumble rules and everything else, just because I mean like their feud basically started at the Royal Rumble. Like they were the last 2 in the ring. Oh, sorry, they were in the ring. They cleared everybody out, and it was just them 2 standing, you know, alone. And the crowd reaction by itself was enough to get them to be like, okay, we need to make this a match. So that really, like, I mean, that's where you started. I mean, that's the first time you saw a match build from the Royal Rumble to WrestleMania. So that's kind of, I think, where they got the idea to start like gauging what they had in the Rumble and seeing that the Rumble could be a big setup point for, you know, WrestleMania.
And one more point to that, you know, people never give Hogan credit for putting anybody over. He put Warrior over that night, boy. I tell you.
Sure did.
Yep. For me, I mean, there's a few of them that I want to say. I would say that the only WrestleMania I've ever been to was 14, where Shawn Michaels lost to Stone Cold. And it was, I mean, as far as that, I would say, like I mean, not going by bias just because I was there, but to be there was awesome. The fact that you had Stone Cold, who was ultra hot at the time, like, you know, win his first world title, and you had Mike Tyson involved too. What was, I mean, like that was incredible. And you know, so I would say I would definitely give that as if I could have like a 1 and a 1A, I would give that the number 1 spot. 1A would be Steamboat versus Savage, because that was the first match. That was the first time that like you had something that was not the main event outshine the main event. It was a curtain sellout, and that was a really cool thing. So I like, you know, I think that Savage and Steamboat still get talked to this day just because of how good of a match it was and how well executed it went.
Yeah. Steamboat, Savage, big match. I think it's funny. Some of us went modern and some of us went to the single-digit WrestleManias.
Yeah.
Papa Wheelie? Oh, he's not done yet.
Hey,
what think like other? I mean, you guys hit the big ones. I left. I'll be honest. I left Hogan, Warrior for Biggie. I had a feeling he might take it. That's why I broke out into a big old smile when he started getting into it.
I usually take Andre Hogan, but
I know you do, but
yeah.
That match might have been the most important match for me becoming a wrestling fan. Like I bought magazines because of that match. Like I really got into wrestling around that point.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Well, I remember the you know, just with the build of it, you had people kind of taking sides. Who did you want to be? Like you know, were you a Warrior fan? Were you a Hogan fan? And it split the crowd.
I have two. All of WrestleMania 26 because I was there and all the important stuff that happened. Second has to be Hogan versus Rock.
Damn, really?
Okay.
That was a good one too.
Hogan Rock. A big moment for sure.
Yeah.
Not bad for a 55-year-old man.
Hey, this isn't a moment, but if you watch the promo video that WWE made for the second time Austin and Rock fought at WrestleMania, that thing is fucking hype. Like if you, it's got a Limp Bizkit song in the background. It's edited in a perfect fashion. Like I can never stop. Like I loved that WrestleMania. That had Austin Rock in the main event. It had a American Badass Undertaker versus Triple H, which was a really good match. They had that WrestleMania that was in Texas. I forget what city, but that one was fantastic.
I was gonna say the one that you're talking about in Texas. Are you talking about like the more recent one, the one that was in Dallas?
No, I'm talking about the one that was Austin Rock main event. Austin turned heel earlier in the night. I think it was Houston. Earlier that night, Undertaker fought Triple H, which was the best match of the night.
I want to say that might have been. Jesus, was that 17 maybe?
It was 17, 18 in that realm. Like it was in that realm.
Yeah.
It was so good though. And the main event was good and it disappointed a little bit because Austin turned heel and it was it was a good moment, but it wasn't a great decision for the future. Like
yeah.
But it was still that the hype video for that match was so good.
Yeah, they were on that game back at that point, and then you know the music that they used to choose was really good. I mean, for a lot of those packages, like they really they had a good crew of like you know people that knew how to edit the video, you know, with the music and everything like that. Not saying that they don't now, but I know what you're talking about. Like some of those were like so well produced that it was just like. I mean, like if nothing else, just sell. You know, just show that matches already sold, tickets are.
Well, see, as much as D loved that, I loved I think Vince don't get enough credit for his commercial promos for pay-per-views, like his gravelly, his tone, the way he would pump up a promo for a pay-per-view like SummerSlam or WrestleMania. I used to love that shit, like the worlds colliding and all that stuff, dude. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, guys, does anybody else have anything to say about WrestleMania?
I think, I mean, it's going to be a fun show.
I think The Rock is sandbagging the business right now because he's not in it and he don't get to play, so he's not going to push it. You know, The Rock's a chump.
Yeah,
He's a jabroni.
What's he doing?
Nothing. He's not pushing this shit at all. He's not helping. That's a good point, Thomas. AJ versus Logan. That will probably be the match of the night. Like, I hate Logan, but AJ is going to make that shine like a...
Oh, AJ Styles doesn't have bad matches.
No, he's not going to... He made Junior look good, whatever the hell his name was.
Yeah. I'll say this about The Rock. Like, if I had to pick a favorite wrestler of all time, he might be it.
Yeah,
but
he's good.
I absolutely hate who he is right now. He has affected. I hated how he affected the Black Adam movie. He refused to be a villain for Shazam, which shows a complete lack of understanding of the character that he signed up for.
Yeah.
And his
That's
work
a really
in
good point, T.
Oh my God, dude! Like, and and the way he is now, like, you know, it's a PG product, right? And sometimes they cross the line or whatever, but The Rock deliberately blurs that line and doesn't blur it. He goes over it, which is fun to see. But other wrestlers can't do that. So he's taking advantage of the spot that he's in, and he's overselling himself, and without, like, I don't like it. It something about it feels wrong, and I want him to either come back full time, which I know he's not going to do. It wouldn't make sense. Then get the fuck out. Like, you're well past your prime. Back up out of it. You don't need to be there anymore. You're not Vince. You're not, like, you don't need to do it anymore. Like, so, and like what Biggie just said, like, half the year they had plans for The Rock to wrestle in the main event, and now he's not available, and like he'll probably be there, but he wasn't able to be there for the lead up, so they couldn't do it. And
was he not able to be there, or he was pouting?
He couldn't get the main event, so he didn't want to do it, probably.
No, they would have given him the main event. Him versus Cody would have been the main event, but The Rock couldn't do the lead up to it. He couldn't be at all the Monday Night Raws or all the SmackDowns.
Show up, get drunk at the post conference, and talk about his art. My God.
Yeah, dude, and
freaking joke.
But here's the deal. Like, I'll say this about The Rock. Like, like I said, he's one of my all-time favorites. I went to a book signing for him back in like 1998 at the Mall of America. And he stayed 3 hours later than he had to make sure that everyone got an autograph.
Damn.
And he did not have to do that. I will always remember that. Like, that was such a cool moment where it was not in the press or anything. Like, that was a legitimate moment of a dude saying, "Hey, this many people showed up to see me. I'm going to interact with everyone." So I don't hate The Rock.
What year was this?
1998 or 99. One of those 2 years. When he had a book that came out titled "The Rock Says."
Okay.
So I do have a special place in my heart for The Rock, but I'm disappointed to see how he acts now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and
he's
you're
being
not
an
wrong about
ass.
that. No, I mean, well, that criticism of him kind of taking liberties with what he can do, basically, so because I mean, him having like he used to swear in all his promos, and yeah, he gets beeped or whatever, but like basically a lot of the other talent was like, that's not right because I can't do that. I can't tell this guy to go fuck himself or whatever. Like, I can't do that on because, like you said, like they're constrained by the PG part of it, and Rock's just like, no, he got free reign, so he can say whatever or do a promo that goes over, that goes 25 minutes, and it's like, all right, we had to cut all this other stuff out just because you wanted to talk for 25 minutes. So yeah, like him being in the position that he's in, he definitely uses it to his advantage and to the disadvantage of some others. So I can 100% understand that.
It's one of those things like you're an addict, right? Like, you shouldn't be an addict. Drugs are bad, but the best promotion for this Mania still was The Rock and Cena turning Cena heel with The Rock. Like, that was the biggest soundbite of the whole last 3 months. It would have been nice. I mean, if he's a real business guy and he's about the business of wrestling, he might have gave us a little bit more, because Cena's a little bit dry without him. The Cena by himself ain't the same as when The Rock was with him that night. That's just my opinion.
I mean, the other thing too is he acts as though he doesn't have social media, and that if he says something related to the match, that it won't go around. Like, of course it will. Like, he absolutely could do that on Instagram.
He could do something.
See it. People would have seen, even if he couldn't be on the actual shows to do it. Do an Instagram live or something like that. Like just talk about different.
He gave us a little bit, though. I give him a little bit of credit. He did do at least that little bit for the initial turn. So whatever, dude.
The thing too is that, like, I mean, he was around for a good enough amount of it that even if he couldn't have been there, the last month leading up, though, he did do everything up to the pay-per-view. He could have that's all you really would have needed to do, just some social media stuff, and then you would have been fine.
It's more than what Stone Cold's been doing. So I'm on Stone Cold's ass. I'm watching you, Stone Cold. I remember you packing your ball up, boy. I know what you're all about, dude.
Damn.
I'm on his ass, dude. He's next.
Biggie Shaq, don't forget, folks.
No, I mean,
I wasn't mad about him packing his ball, though. I agreed with why he left. They wanted him to, in his position, they wanted him to job for Brock Lesnar on a Monday Night Raw with no build-up. Like, he would have jobbed for anyone, but he deserved a build-up and a pay-per-view for that moment. They hit him with it like that morning or the day before. Like, I get it. I really do. Like, when you hear Stone Cold talk about it right now, and he's talked about it on his podcast with Vince McMahon, like, he's not lying. That decision to, like, hey, you're going to job to Lesnar tonight, and we're not going to do any build up leading up to this. It's just, you gotta take one tonight. Like, I wouldn't have done it either. Like, in his spot, he deserved at least a build up and a pay-per-view. The Rock, when he laid down for Lesnar at SummerSlam, where he gave him the belt, that was a 2-month long build up with like Rocky versus Ivan Drago, like, montages that they were building. Like, and they just wanted Stone Cold to fucking walk out there without any hype and take a job. I get it.
I mean, he could have showed his ass. He could have stuck around. He could have handled a lot of different ways. He kind of, it's true what you're saying, but he did stay gone for a good portion of time, I think. So it's whatever. I still don't. I mean, I think he could have worked it out, but he was like, oh, do you want me to do this? In the conversation, I'm out. He could have talked a little bit more. He could have handled it differently.
He did. He called Vince. He talked to JR. Like, he went around and talked to the producers and everything. And like,
I thought he only had 2 conversations. It was first he heard it, and then he asked again, and that was it.
Yeah, no, there's a little more to it, but either way, like, I understand. Like, he was protecting his character, and he didn't say he wouldn't job for Lesnar. He would. Just why on a random Monday Night Raw without any build-up whatsoever? Like, and it wasn't just that he was going to lose to Lesnar. Lesnar was going to beat him and then destroy him after the match and like knock him out for several months. Like that to me, like he didn't get any say on that. Like that was a weird thing to do to Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen Triple H's statue? It's fucking funny.
I love it.
No.
I have. Yes, he deserves every bit of that. He looks like Gargamel or some shit.
Yeah, it's bad.
So Triple H is the wrestler that I despise. Like I think he's doing a good job with running creative right now, but as a character, I did not like Triple H one bit.
Yeah, it's really awful.
He does.
I mean, it does look like him, to be fair. Like, I don't know. He's an ugly son of a bitch. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
no, that's rough.
Well, guys, we're over an hour. Pop, are you good with calling it? All right, let's go around the horn. D-Runk Comics, where can we find you?
You can find me on the Big Shack Network.
There's the right answer. That mug is fried. Swagged up. What's up, Biggie Shack? Where are you going to be?
all right, we're going to have a club champion this Friday. We're doing Spider-Man Spectacular Show. It's going to be fun. On Collector Club at 8 p.m. Eastern. Is it 8? No, it's 9 p.m. Eastern. Sorry. And you can catch me on the 2 to 4s. And our next book club will be the first Poison Ivy. I believe it's Batman 180. And yeah, that's about it. I think the hunt. The hunt's fun. The church is fun. Go check out K-pop, man. Make sure you go watch her videos. And Becker, I'd left a comment on the last
you did
show Becker and Viking was on, and Chris and his show, Graphic Content and Who Dat. That's what I got shout out.
Boston Chris, where are you going to be?
So I want to say in about 22 minutes, me and Who Dat are going to be doing a graphic content. So we'll be doing that on both my channel and his. Church on Sunday, the hunt next Saturday, and other than that, Sweet Chin every Thursday, and that's pretty much what I got going on now. And who knows wherever else I might pop up. I was on the FOC this week on this last Tuesday.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, and you were there too for a little bit. He stayed up a little later for your bedtime, and time to go to bed. See you guys later.
Yeah, they started talking, and I was like, you know what, I'm good on this.
But I will go wherever I can. I'll show up whatever shows I can show up to. But the main ones are the ones I just said. So again, I just wanted to say thank you to Susie and Steppo for the package that they sent to my daughter. She did the unboxing on Monday. She did the unboxing and everything.
My
like
wife
that,
and I really enjoyed that.
She did too. She was very excited to be on camera. As long as she's on camera and people are listening to us, she's all about it. Like she loves this. But that's what I got.
Papa Wheelie, you got anything going this weekend you need to plug? You're going to be on Omnibo's show, right? So you can catch him there, Omnibo-verse or Aussie-verse, whatever.
Oh, there's an orange kitty in the background. Everyone shut up.
It's a doggy.
It's a dog. God damn it. All right, everyone keep talking.
I was
Never mind.
too when I saw it.
He's
Said
going to
that
be
cat
on
or
there
dog,
at
so,
noon.
Yeah.
And for me, I actually have something to plug for once. 4C Live this Saturday. So that is 4C Live on YouTube. Look them up. Check us out. An all-day stream on Saturday starting at 11 a.m. Eastern. it's just a whole bushel of artists. It's a lot of people. Some of the big ones are Stan Sakai. You can get sketches from these people. Pre-orders are open now. Stan Sakai actually lowered his prices because he is sympathetic to the economic woes going on right now. So he brought his prices down $150. So if you were waiting to get a Stan Sakai 9x12 full figure piece, now is the time to pull that trigger. Who else is going to be there? Agnes Garbowska. Some people who have never done commission ops before, like CP Smith, who worked on Wolverine years back. Really good, solid artist. His prices are insanely low, like $150 full figure color. My God, like, what are you people waiting for? Go get on it. But you can see me there all day. I'll have Italians on there at like 1 o'clock. I've got the Japanese fellas at 11 a.m. I'll be co-hosting all day. We're going till the wheels fall off. Mike Manley from Darkhawk is going to be there. You can watch me giggle and tee-hee. So yeah, come get some art, folks.
And if someone was so inclined to do a pre-order for some of these items, where would they go?
4ccomicart.com.
There we go.
Other than that, catch me on the Viking on Tuesdays, Bleeker's Church on Sundays. I am an avid follower of the Biggie Shack Network. I make sure I don't miss those afternoon shows. I've been popping in every day. Love Biggie Shack and his content. Find out why the club won the Friday Night Wars by checking them out tomorrow night.
Thank you, Becker. Appreciate you.
Pop, get us out of here.
Okay. Come on.
In line
Fancy.
is fucking over for you. Get your ass off my screen.
That's all, folks.
Damn. Well, my kid wasn't
Still
feeling.
alive, Pop. Still alive.
Okay.